If you like your exploitation movies violent and sleazy, then today's review is one you're not gonna want to miss. Welcome to Sick Flicks, where I take a deep dive into the cinematic sewer to help you embrace your inner gore geek. I'm Mike Bracken, aka the Horror Geek, and today we're tackling Mario Landi's sleazy cult classic, Patrick Still Lives. Released in 1980, Patrick Still Lives is an unofficial sequel to Oz-sploitation classic Patrick. Patrick somehow got an American remake back in 2013, but I doubt anyone will be rushing to redo Landi's film. This one feels like a weird companion piece to Burial Ground, and not just because it's filmed in the same villa. Both films are ludicrous, filled with copious amounts of violence and nudity, and feature Mariangela Giordano. Of the two, Patrick Still Lives is the more mean-spirited film. That's just part of its charm. But can this one deliver enough splatter to earn 5 barf bags? Let's get to the gore and find out. Oh, and before we get started, today's video is brought to you by patrons Paula Atkins, Sean Moreau, and Elvis Needs Boats Bennett. Why does Elvis need boats? Hell if I know. If you want to support the show and sponsor some videos, sign up for the Patreon. You'll find a link in the pinned comment and description below. And now, let's get on with the show. We fade in on these Italians having car troubles. Little do they know things are about to get worse. By God, it's a drive-by bottling.
Ferma! Ah!
This is already like an Italian Boys in the Hood. Did they actually hit him with a bottle or just throw red dye on him? I can't really tell. Then we jump over to this hospital. Hello there, I'll be your surgeon today. Turns out this didn't really go well. Patrick's in a coma.
Vivrà, ma in stato di coma. Un coma forse irreversibile.
Damn, I hope I'm paid up on my malpractice insurance. And since Patrick's more broccoli than human at this point, guess we might as well hop into the credits. There's Mariangela Giordano, making her second channel appearance. We last saw her hooking up with her son Peter Bark in Burial Ground. And Sacha Pitoeff, who we'll be seeing again when I get to Inferno. Oh, and John BENEDY. Ask not what this movie can do for you. Ask what you can do for this movie. And Carmen Russo. Giordano and Russo. I'm already dreading the amount of boobs I'm gonna have to cut out of this video. Directed by Mario Landi, which kinda sounds like Michael Landon's fake name if he made a sleazy Italian exploitation film on the DL. Landi also directed the uber-grimy Giallo in Venice, which is coming to a Sick Flicks episode near you very soon. YouTube is gonna demonetize me so hard. With the credits over, we hop into the movie proper. Look at this dude. Did he just wander in here from the set of Scarface? Then Lydia shows up to take them inside.
Vogliate seguirmi, signori?
Hey, you left the car door open. Christ, were you raised in a barn? Inside, they get to their rooms. Lydia's like, do you really expect me to believe this is your wife, Mr. Koth? Mariangela Giordano is not impressed.
Ma che ha quello? La puzza sotto il naso? Ma chi cavolo è?
Lyndon Cuff. Mi pare di aver capito che è un deputato.
Parliament? Is the rest of the band here? I love One Nation Under a Groove. Man, look at her boyfriend's lip hair. That shit's fantastic. Oh wait, separate rooms. Maybe she's hoping to hook up with Bootsy Collins. They're still waiting on one guest to arrive. He pulls up and it's Tucker Carlson? Black shirt, blue shirt. Continuity is hard. He heads around back where he runs into this woman.
Lo sai che I cani sono come gli uomini?
Hey lady, just because I can lick my crotch doesn't mean I do lick my crotch. I feel like this is a good time to point out that if you're wondering what in the hell this has to do with Patrick getting beamed in a drive-by bottling and going into a coma, just hold on. Landi's gonna bring it all together eventually.
Avanti, vattene via, Meg. Il padrone non vuole che tu venga qui.
Yeah, shut up, Meg. Man, my Peter Griffin sucks. Then we jump over here where Dr. Herschel is keeping these people alive for his science fair project. Dude looks like he could be related to Dr. Hader from Human Centipede.
Mantieni la pressione costante. Se ci sono variazioni, avvertimi immediatamente.
Va bene, dottore.
He's got these cool green lights, but I don't know. I don't really think hydroponics works on people. Then he heads to another room to see Patrick. Told you this was all gonna come together. Patrick must have a platinum insurance plan. Dude gets a private room. He's thinking some deep thoughts. Why is it called a building when it's already built? We jump back outside for some pool time. Dude went the length of the pool and back on one breath. You could say that's swimpressive. And a J&B sighting. Everyone drink. Lydia heads out for a smoke break, but then this happens. Talk about wandering eyes. Also, what the hell? If you guess these are Patrick's eyes, give yourself a screenwriter's credit. Back in the cops room, there's another J&B sighting, but I can't show it because there are also boobs. So, take my word for it. And drink. I will say Carmen Russo would have been a great meteorologist. Her chest can tell you when it's nipply outside. And hey, I will blur out the boobs so you can see some of this sweet talk, which ends with a pimp hand.
Ti stai comportando come una mignotta.
Later that night, everyone meets for a nice formal dinner. If this dining room looks familiar, it's because it was also used in Burial Ground. Then Dr. Herschel makes his pitch.
È appena il caso di dire che le apparecchiature per il check-up della clinica sono a disposizione di chi vorrà servirsi.
Tucker's like, great, he's gonna try to sell me a timeshare and ask me to invest in his Herbalife MLM. Mr. Koff isn't having it.
Siamo qui solo per un po' di qui.
Oh, come on, it's got nutrients and herbs in it. Tucker Carlson is out too.
No, grazie, il mio stato di salute è perfetto.
Alright, you guys are tough negotiators. What if I throw in some free Amway products? Even Mariangela Giordano is a no.
Oh, no, non guardi me. L'ultima volta che mi sono tolta tutto davanti a un medico, è meglio lasciar perdere.
But Peter's interested. Do you have anything that will make my mustache thicker? With no one buying, Dr. Herschel excuses himself. I've just sewed 3 people together butt to mouth. Gotta make sure the plumbing is all lined up. Back in the Koff's separate rooms, Lyndon settles in with some more J&B. Keep drinking. You're the only one who loves me, J&B. Now do your magic and give me cirrhosis. Over in another part of the house, Lydia's walking the red carpet. Oh, really, it's a red rug. Eventually, she winds up at Patrick's room, but then flees. Probably because he's thinking more deep thoughts. If 2 vegetarians are having a feud, do you still call it a beef? And just because we can't stay in any one place for long, Lyndon heads out for a swim. Nice nut huggers, Lyndon. I mean Speedo. I hope you can forgive me for being politically incorrect with my word choice. At any rate, he's going off the deep end. Look at the palm fronds. You can almost see the guy's just out of frame shaking them. And why does the soundtrack sound like he's about to get abducted by aliens? Great, now someone farted in the pool. I sure hope Lyndon doesn't get attacked by a stock-footed shark. No idea why he doesn't just, get out of the pool. Anyway, topless Stella comes along and finds Lyndon. He's looking crispy. I was gonna make a burnt joke here, but I'm worried it was overdone. Then everyone heads poolside to view the corpse. You know this is a formal event because Stella put her top back on. Later on, Peter sneaks into Cheryl's room. I know there's mustache wax in here somewhere. Back outside, Tucker and Stella have a little heart-to-heart.
La tua curiosità.
Yeah, I'm sure it's our curiosity you find so interesting. Then they head off together. Is this fountain going off subtle symbolism? You be the judge. Back inside, Lydia's got one of those fancy self-typing typewriters. Oh great, it filled in the wrong line. She heads back downstairs to Patrick's room. Things are starting to get a little freaky, but she shuts him down.
Non voglio. Non voglio.
He consoles himself with more deep thoughts. What's the point of a do not touch sign in Braille? And we're back to dinner. Stella brought the J&B.
Salve popolo. Come va la vita?
You know what to do. I'm not as think as you drunk I am. I mean, I guess the upside here is she put on a top at least. Whoops, spoke too soon. She's here to deliver some drunken exposition, and since her boobs are hanging out, I'll just break it down for you so PrudeTube doesn't have a stroke. Everyone here got the same invite letter, and they all have a dirty secret in their past. Mr. Mustache was a drug dealer, Stella was a hooker, and Cheryl used her body to help her husband's political career. And then a catfight breaks out. And somehow this ends with Tucker Carlson giving Cheryl a taste of his pimp hand. I love that the doctor just sits there eating through all of this. This is nice. Everything is fine. Back upstairs, we get another J&B sighting. Drink. Honest to God, they should have just included J&B in the credits. It's in more scenes than some of the actors. Peter takes off and Stella cries alone. I miss you, J&B. What we had was special. Back in his room, Tucker's doing a little tarot reading to see if his ratings are gonna go up. Oh no, I drew Rupert Murdoch. I'm doomed. This is interrupted when Stella shows up. She's not really interested in him. She's interested in his bottle of J&B. Seriously, this movie might have more J&B scenes than The Black Cat had house establishing shots. Then it turns into an awkward first date. Maybe he's worried she's gonna charge him after her big reveal at dinner. She makes her move but gets shut down.
No, Stella, gli scarti non mi piacciono.
And then Tucker gives her a taste of his pimp hand. But she's like one good slap deserves another and doles out a pimp hand of her own.
Prendi!
Man, a lot of J&B and pimp hands in this movie. Oh, and boobs. He smacks her around some more and then leaves. It's okay though, she got what she wanted. Oh, J&B, I knew you'd never leave me. Tucker heads out, and you could say this movie is not very focused. Literally. Was the cameraman hitting the J&B too? Meg tells him to flee.
Glielo ripeto, mi ascolti. Lei deve andare via di qui.
But he's like, shut up, Meg. Tucker wanders the grounds and eventually finds this well. He's like, oh great, I bet this is gonna end well. And here come the weird eyes again. They're like, well, imagine seeing you here. I was gonna make more well jokes, but I've run dry. At any rate, there must be something exciting here because he's hooked. Stella eventually stumbles out and finds him hanging around. She flees to get help, but she's had a lot of J&B, so it's not exactly graceful. Before she finds help, she stops by this fountain. You know what would be amazing? If this thing was full of J&B instead of water. And of course, Mario Landi's not going to pass up the opportunity for a wet bathrobe scene. At any rate, there's no J&B in that fountain, but there are some creepy eyes. It's like a peep show. Back inside, Peter's snoozing. Man, hard to tell what's thicker, that majestic mustache or the rug on his chest. Dude must be like part bear. Oh god, not sure we really needed to know he sleeps nude. That's a little more method acting than I required. Stella heads back inside, but it's like a Billy Idol song in here. Do you kids even remember Billy Idol? Christ, I'm old. And then we come to one of the most infamous death scenes in all of Italian horror cinema history. A set piece so graphic and gruesome that there's no way in hell I can show it to you. But needless to say, Patrick is about to get to the point. If you're wondering where he's gonna stick that thing, it's exactly where you think.
Hell yeah.
Are you following me?
Hell yeah.
Worst gynecologist visit ever. At any rate, this is sort of like that scene in Cannibal Holocaust, only way more graphic. Back upstairs, Lydia's working late. Must be Casual Friday because it seems like bras were optional. She's summoned back down to Patrick, and not only does the dude get his own room, but he's got his own wind machine too, apparently. She takes off her clothes and lets her fingers do the walking.
Hell yeah.
No, not like that, you... Wait, that's exactly what she does. This is a first. Sorry, Anthropophagus Danny, my bad.
Hell yeah.
Naturally, there's no way I can show you this. Patrick's like, think of baseball stats and dead kittens. Think of baseball stats and dead kittens. Man, this really is one of the sleaziest Italian exploitation films ever. What a delight. While she's busy doing her best Fife dog impression and trying to save the little man from inside the boat, Cheryl runs into Peter, who's ready to get out of Dodge. She begs him to take her with him. I'll just hide in your mustache. No one will know. Eventually, she winds up in the garage, but she gets decapitated by this automatic window. You could say it's a real pain in the glass. Peter shows up later, but if you guessed his car wasn't going to start, give yourself a screenwriter's credit. Except, it does finally start, so I'm taking that screenwriter's credit back. But surprise, he finds Cheryl. She's really lost her head over this. And I had a way better R-rated joke there, but yeah, YouTube. And apparently, Cheech and Chong are in the back seat too. Back inside, Doc's delivering his exposition diagnosis.
Aspettavamo che ci aiutassero. Ho impiegato 3 anni a trovare quel transit.
Turns out this is all revenge for Patrick getting beamed with that bottle at the start of the movie.
6 persone, ognuna delle quali poteva essere quella che ha gettato la bottiglia.
Now Lydia is the last target left.
L'energia mentale che ti ho sviluppato in tutti questi anni di immobilità.
Upstairs, she's cowering in Suspiria vision. The good news for her is Patrick doesn't seem to want to kill her.
Patrick. Rispondi, Patrick. Perché non vuoi?
But his dad is up for the job, which isn't sitting well with Patrick.
E va bene, Patrick. Se non vuoi farlo tu, lo farò io.
I'd also like to point out that I'm no doctor, but I'm 100% sure this is not how being in a coma works. Patrick's pissed, so he's killing everyone, including this male nurse who gets electrocuted. What a revolting development. And if you were thinking, the only actress we haven't seen naked in this movie is Meg, don't worry, Mario Landi is on the case. Too bad for her, Patrick is here too. Hi there. She grabs a robe and flees, although I have to wonder if there's a point to a robe if you just leave the front wide open. The German shepherds are in hot pursuit and they eventually corner her. They need to go back to obedience school for this mauling behavior. Back inside, Dr. Herschel is about to inject Lydia, but Patrick takes control. Why are you injecting yourself, eh? Stop injecting yourself. Lydia tries to flee, but Patrick will only let her come to his room. And then we get this weird ending. What the hell? Did Mario Landi just get bored and stop filming or what? Patrick Still Lives is easily one of the sleaziest films we've covered on Sick Flicks. It's filled with nudity, perversion, weird characters, and one of the most famous death scenes in Italian genre film history. This one's not for the faint of heart or the prudish, but if you like Burial Ground, I'm confident in saying you'll probably like this one too. It's more mean-spirited than Bianchi's film, but it's unlike pretty much anything you've ever seen. But can Patrick mind control me into giving this movie 5 barf bags? Let's go to the gore card. In terms of gross anatomy, Patrick Still Lives delivers. We're treated to one scalding, an electrocution, death by hook, a gassing, a decapitation, and that absolutely brutal skewering scene. Rosario Prestipino worked on this one, so the effects are fun, if very fake looking and a little dated. But there's enough gore and sleaze here to justify a 4 barf bag rating. This is definitely a sick flick. Looking for another crazy Italian horror film? Then be sure to check out my review of Night Killer. You'll find a link here after my outtakes. I'll meet you over there. Until next time, I'm Mike Bracken, aka The Horror Geek, bringing you all the splatter that matters. Patrick somehow got an American remake back in 2013, but I doubt somehow... Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm looking for a reading tutor. And Carmen Russo. Giordano... Oh, fuck. Nice nut huggers, Lyndon. I mean Speedo. I hope you can forgive me for butchering my own joke. Is this fountain going off subtle symbolism? Ooh, that's easy to say. Subtle symbolism. I hope you can forgive me for being politically incorrect with my word choice. My cardio is so bad that I can't get enough breath to read my own scripts. Don't become a power lifter. She's here to deliver. She's not really interested in him. She's interested... She sells seashells by the seashore. Maybe he's worried she's going to charge him after her big... Ooh, yeah, that's not how that sentence goes. She flees to... Ooh, yeah, good voice. Man, this really is one of the sleaziest Italian exploitation films ever, and that's not easy to say fast. Slow down, teleprompter. I can only read so fast. She grabs a... Ooh, voice is cracking. Back inside, Liddy. G. Gordon Liddy. I bet you kids don't even remember G. Gordon Liddy. Christ, I'm old.